Hello guys, welcome back to Life Like Igloo. I'm Igloo. This is a channel where I share my experiences and growth and what happens in my life. And I hope you could be entertained and learn a few things by it. Sorry if my hair's all ratty, I just washed it and I couldn't be asked to wait for it to dry, so I'm just filming right away. Also, sorry if I'm being a little bit quiet. I'm conscious of my wife being asleep in the other room and yeah, I should just talk a normal volume because you won't be able to hear me otherwise. Anyway, I am talking about my experiences and, okay, essentially I've lived in Uganda for the last year or so, almost. I've been back, one or two times, but to the UK as an Englishman. I'm aiming to permanently move and live in Africa, which I'm really excited about. And so I thought I would share 5 reasons I love to live in Uganda as an Englishman. Yeah, that's sort of how I'm going to summarize this. And I made a little list because I'm extremely forgetful, and as soon as I lose my train of thought, everything is just gone and there's no hope, so I have to write that down lists. Number 1, probably the biggest and my main reason why I love living in Uganda, and this is learning a new culture. For those of you who don't know, I moved here with my wife. This is my wife's home country, Uganda. She's born in Uganda, then she grew up there and then moved to the UK a little bit. So I met her in the UK and now we've moved here. And we moved here because I visited before, just seeing her family and stuff, and we both just really loved this place. And we both lived in, London, the UK. We just talked about it and yeah, we just decided to move here. And it was just like a really fast but really, really good decision. It's honestly the best decision we've ever made. It's absolutely wonderful here. So again, I love living here. I have the opportunity to properly be immersed in and learn my wife's culture, the Baganda culture. From living here, from learning the language. I really need to learn the language, by the way. I can understand a few phrases, but I can't speak in it reliably yet, so that's coming soon, because otherwise I'm a really shit husband, and I don't want to be a shit husband. Yeah, I just want to say, learning the culture, I mean, the food, matoke, the Baganda people's monopoly, ground nuts, there's just so many good foods, and the fruits, and I'm gonna do a whole video on, trying all the different African fruits, because in the UK, you have what's in the supermarket, it's grapes and apples and the odd banana, and most of that stuff comes from here anyway, so, you just get everything fresh and nice and at its source and not all plasticky packaged up, and it's just nice here. And so much of that is the culture and the traditional food and all of the nice agricultural farming that's going on everywhere. Yeah, that's probably my main, my favorite reason for living in Uganda. That's the number 1 reason why I love living in Uganda. And it's just with my wife. I wouldn't be able to do this without my wife. I'm just one of those guys who's gonna end up talking about his wife all the time. Which sounds she's the best though, what can I say? She's the reason I'm here. I can't not give her credit, what can I do? Yeah, so the second reason, before I start rambling about my love. Okay, second one, easy for anyone from England. Better weather. It's all year round, it's better weather here. In England, it's very much a lot of grey skies and drizzly rain, fog, sunniness in the summer, and then a whole lot of damp months, and then it occasionally freezes, and it's not the jolliest of weather. I think in hindsight I probably get a bit seasonally depressed in winter. It's just, I think a huge proportion of people do, and it just makes sense. Get less sunlight, it's a bit more dreary and stuff. Energy levels just go way down. Here, it's the equator, not as much variance in the seasons. There's no, winter and summer. There's just more of a season where it's rainier, and then, a season where it's drier and it's slightly hotter. There's barely a difference. It rains in the dry season and it's warm and dry in the rainy season. It's just a generalization, and it just makes the weather really comfortable and nice and predictable, and when it rains, it really rains pours, and it's just, if you're inside and comfortable, it's just the nicest thing to just sit and just look out the window and just listen to the rain and just enjoy life, really. Yeah, that's a really, really good one. I love the weather, and I've been as pale as Nosferatu my whole life, but here I'm still extremely pale, obviously almost as pale as my shirt, but Look, I don't know if you can see the difference, but up here is untanned me, and then there's me with a little bit more vitamin D. Yeah, I think I'm feeling a little bit better with that because I've never really got enough sun. This is another one. It kind of relates to the last point, but third. Is it third? Yeah, third thing is all year round gardening. If you're there anywhere with seasons, like again, England, during the winter, the frost is gonna make everything die back, and you're gonna have at least like 4 or 5-ish months where, you know, everything is very on pause until the spring comes and everything blooms again, which is beautiful and it's really nice, and it's nice to see the turn of the seasons, and it's very natural. But here, in terms of like produce and energy and just all of that, there's no real winters to speak of, and so plants can comfortably grow all year round, and so you get more harvests. You know, you can harvest tomato plants at any time of the year as long as they're you know done growing, and it creates a much more comfortable atmosphere with the gardening. And I do like my gardening, so you know it just makes sense really. It's nice, it's real nice, especially when I want to get a piece of land and planting things and planting trees and all kinds of stuff. By the way, the reason I'm gesturing down there is because just by our little balcony area there, we've put a bunch of plants out and we're growing all kinds of things, and I just keep looking at them for moral support. Yeah, so number 4 of reasons I love living in Uganda. It is a much more relaxed atmosphere around here. It comes with side effects, and I'll try and elaborate more, but no one is going to have a heart attack because someone is running late, or no one is going to go out of their way to cause a fuss with you, if you know what I mean. Like in the UK, everywhere, like, you know, everywhere's on a strict timetable. You know, you're expected to be there on time. Even like the work ethic with jobs and stuff, there's a whole lot more pressure involved in the UK compared to here. I think again, things are hotter. You can't be rushing around too much, otherwise you're just gonna get heat stroke and collapse. You have to do things at a slow, comfortable pace when you're in this hot weather. There's no point, you know, burning up your insides. And that atmosphere has become part of, you know, the work ethic and the flow in the economy, and it's not a bad thing. It's a pain in the ass when you want to get a delivery of something and they said they'll do it at 3 o'clock, and when they say 3 they mean the afternoon the next day, not 3. It's just a nightmare. But other than that, not too bad. It's a lot more calm, a lot less panicking about, it's just a lot less panic in general about work, about everything. You're not going to freeze to death in winter. You're not going to starve to death. The food is very accessible here. There's no like starvation to speak of. So there's less societal pressure to be running on max the whole time, which is a very stressful thing. It really wears you down over time. So that's a good thing. More relaxed atmosphere. That's number 4. Last one, number 5. You know, terrible memory because I looked at this list like 5 times now and I still can't remember. Okay. This one is very, very close to me. It's almost as important as the first one, which is being here with my wife and learning her culture and embracing life here. A close second to it is this one here, which is, it gives you room for hobbies. And you can, at least in my field of what I'm interested in, I like to do all kinds of art and, you know, art supplies. I love carpentry. Wood is really accessible here. Tools are reasonably accessible. Like power tools are massively overpriced and a nuisance, but you can get a good reliable hand tool for not too much here. And I brought a few tools over, you know, for my own carpentry stuff, which is great. So it's just really easy to get raw materials for any kind of project you have. If you're an artist, this is the place to be. That's how I should put this. And I might even make a video on it specifically, is if you are an artist, if you like to sculpt, if you like to make anything, you should be here, because this is where all the raw materials are, and this is where you can get it for without massive, you know, inflation and environmental, like having to transport stuff thousands of miles. You get it from here, and it's helping someone here who works here, and it's a really good thing. And yeah, that's a very good reason. A lot of hobbies and all kinds of things are very gate kept, you know, within clubs or requiring certain kinds of equipment. There's less of that. If you want to do it, you can figure out a way to do it. Practicality. People get very practical. And you can be too. I think that's it. I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you found my insights into this interesting. I hope you come here and find your own reason to fall in love with living in Uganda, because it's an absolutely wonderful place. It's worth visiting at the very least. I want to spend my life here with my darling beloved. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe. Listen to Sticky Bunny Weird, the amazing musician who I'm sponsoring in this video, who's sponsoring this video. I don't know which way around. Listen to Sticky Bunny Weird on Spotify and all other music platforms. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much, guys. Good night.